Hi, everyone, and welcome to Nat Chats. This is my weekly space where we talk about the messy middle of leadership, business, and life. We all love really great success stories, and maybe it's the TED Talk, the book, the moment where everything just clicks. And those moments are amazing. But what I think we don't always get to see is the in between, the self doubt, the pivoting, the part where people are still trying to figure things out. And that's what I really want to share with you here. Not just the polished moments, but the real ones, the ones that I'm still in, the ones where I'm growing my business, I'm navigating challenges, and learning as I go, just like most of you. So this week, I've been really thinking a lot about courage, what it actually means, and how we build it. So, right now, for me, I'm facing big opportunities in my business. I'm really excited. Ones I planned for, ones that I know I'm ready for. But still, there's that little voice in me, in my head, that says, wait, can I actually do some of the stuff that I'm being offered and kind of faced with? And the answer is yes, but only if I step into it, only if I choose to move forward despite the fear that sometimes I have. And I was reminded of this in a really interesting and weird way. I was reminded of courage on a ski trip. A few weekends ago, I went skiing with my husband, and I'll tell you what, I love to ski. But I will say, I usually stick to kind of more fun, easy runs. I love to ski. I really enjoy it, but I don't really push myself anymore. I don't really feel the need to. But the day that my husband and I went up, it was a perfect powder day. We had the best conditions, and I really knew I had a choice on that day. I could stay really comfortable and I could stay in the same easy runs, or I could challenge myself and go into unfamiliar terrain. And so what I did is I told my husband, okay, I want to try something harder. I want to do something different. And so we did. We went off into the trails. We went off the trails, we went into trees, gullies, and even kind of some steep terrain, places that I usually avoid when I'm skiing. And honestly, I was nervous and a little scared. But I had my amazing husband, who's just this incredible guide, and he really coached me through the entire day. And he just kept reminding me all day long, keep your momentum, look 2 turns ahead, and don't overthink it. Just take your next turn. And so by the end of the day, I was really honestly skiing different than I had ever before. It wasn't the most beautiful skiing. I fell, I got stuck. I had moments where I was like, why am I even here? And what am I even doing? But I kept going because it was fun. And so the next day, I went up skiing again and I realized I felt so much stronger, more confident, and way more capable than I had ever been before skiing. And so, what that experience really kind of started to stick with me because right now in my business, I realize that I've been here before, right? I had this personal experience where I had to take these risks, and I've done this before. I can step into some fear, I can do something new. And every single time, it's really been an experience that has made me stronger. So, if you're facing something that feels big, scary, or uncertain, here are the 4 things that I learned on that ski trip. And here's how I'm going to apply them into my business right now. So, the first thing you have to do is you have to decide that you're going to challenge yourself. Being courageous starts with a decision mentally. You have to say, I'm going to push myself here. I'm going to do the hard thing anyway. And so if you take it back to that day on the mountain, I had to decide to step into discomfort. And right now in my business, I'm making that same choice where if depending on if you're in your life or your work, Like, where do you need to make that decision that you're just going to step into something hard? The second thing I did is I asked for help or mentorship. So I didn't, going back to the skiing reference, I didn't have to figure out that new terrain all by myself. I asked my husband, who's way more experienced than me and has trained more people to guide me. And so when we look at that, and when I'm looking at that in my business, I'm doing the same thing. I'm reaching out to mentors, asking them for help. I'm learning from people who've been there before, and I'm asking my team. So being courageous does not mean that you have to do it alone. It means knowing when and who and how to ask for support. So here's my question to you. Who's someone you can reach out to for guidance or encouragement in your business or life or whatever you're looking to be courageous in right now? Number 3, you want to look just 2 steps ahead. So one of the best pieces of advice that I got on that ski day was just focus on your next 2 turns. Don't worry about the whole mountain. Just know what's next, right? So you don't hit trees. And that really impacted me because what I realized is we don't always need to know every detail. We don't have to have the whole thing figured out. We just need to know what's the next move and what's the next move after that. That's it. So if you're feeling really overwhelmed right now, ask yourself, what are my next 2 best steps? That's all you need to focus on. Number 4, you have to keep your momentum. You cannot stop completely. So at one point on the mountain, I got really nervous and I stopped completely. And if any of you know anything about powder or powder days, I started to sink into that really deep powder. And what I realized is that because I had stopped, getting out of that was so much harder. And that's exactly what happens in our businesses. When we let that fear or self-doubt stop us completely, it becomes so much harder to start again. So that doesn't mean that we can't slow down, reassess, or adjust. You just don't want to lose your momentum like I did because I got scared. So where have you been hesitating? How can you take one small step forward today? Those are the questions I'm asking myself and you. At the end of the day, confidence doesn't come first, courage does. When you push through that discomfort, you gain that kind of gritty confidence that comes from doing the really hard thing, no matter what. So today, I'm going to challenge you, like I'm challenging myself, is to make the decision, ask for help, focus on your next 2 steps. And then the 4th thing is keep your momentum. Again, that's what I'm doing. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I can't wait to see where it takes me. And so I'll leave you with this last quote that is from Brene Brown. It's what I have right now on my monitor as I'm doing my projects and kind of getting excited and a little nervous and considering stepping into my most courageous self is you can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you cannot choose both. So, which one are you going to choose today? I know which one I'm going to, and I'm really excited. So, thank you again so much for being here on this journey with me. And I can't wait to hear about what courageous steps you're taking. I'll keep you posted on my courageous steps. And I'll see you next week for another Nat Chat. Have a great day.